All right. There we go. So, yo, real talk. I got, man, it's been a minute. But what I want to talk to y'all today about is you remember when you got in trouble as a kid for talking too much? I was looking at my report card the other day from back when I was in high school, right? And when I was in high school, I did a lot of talking. And when I did a lot of talking, I mean a lot. I was the person who got in trouble for talking in class. I mean, you name it, I got in trouble for it. And the crazy part about all that was I didn't see anything wrong about it back then. However, I guess because of the fact that I was being disobedient, those things. But yeah, that's understandable. But also in the same breath, it was like, what harm am I causing? Literally, I know I was distracting other kids, but when you were a kid, you don't think about that. But you wasn't thinking about being harmful. I say that to say, now that I'm an adult and I like talking, and I do that also, that's part of the ways where I earn income. I was operating in my youth. I was operating in my beginning. I was operating in the thing that God had placed inside of me. And what's funny is, as kids, we developed a lot of things that we didn't realize was a skill. Think about it when you had talk back to a teacher. Some at the time, yeah, as a kid, you're debating your authority. But the word debate is used in the political climate very so often. Also, when you are told that you're a little ringleader, the word leader literally means a person who could take somebody from one place to the other. However, we didn't look at that as a kid. As a kid, we just thought that we were being disciplined or told something that we were doing that wasn't supposed to be. So I say this: when you talk to these kids, man, encourage them. Say, hey, look, I see that you're talking a lot, but there's a time and a place for everything. Turn on your phone on your break and go ahead and start talking to your friends. Why? Because if you can garner enough attention, then guess what? You eventually gonna have yourself an audience. And when you have yourself an audience, that could be a platform for you to be able to use for good, bad, monetary gains whatsoever. Um, and to spin it like this, I went and saw the Michael Jackson movie, right? Michael was amazing, right? So this, if you haven't seen it, turn away because it's a spoiler alert. What I'm about to tell you. And I noticed when he was a kid, he debated Joe, but he got a spanking for it. However, if you look further in, when you watch further in that movie, you see Michael at the table telling people, like, look, that's not what I want to do. This is not what I want to do. He stood on his principles. And you got to learn your principles at a young age because of the fact that when you learn the principles at a young age, you grow into them. And then the more growing you do, the more solid you are in it. Michael was literally told he had everybody in the boardroom except for one guy to leave. And guess what he did? He told that one guy, if you want to work with me, you got to fire my dad. And he got the job done. He tried to get it done with another group, and unfortunately, they didn't. But let's spin it back to that scene as well. Like, they did agree to work with Michael, but Michael Jackson and his father had a really bad, I wouldn't say bad, it's just different relationship. He asked, Michael told the other group of people who he signed their record label with them, he told them he wanted to do a solo album. And he was like, they were like, great. But he asked them to go tell their dad. They did it, and his dad was like, that's fine, long as Michael ain't missing his 9 to 5, because in his 9 to 5, he's working that. And so I think Off the Wall came from that. They never really said that on there, but the reason why I say that is because Michael Jackson was a kid, and from 9 to 5, he was working for his dad. But from 5 to 9, he was able to put out the best content or the best music, the best creation of that time in that industry with what they had. So As a kid, yes, he was a little bit distraught as far as like um debating, and he learned it. There's a scene where he's behind the scenes, he looking at the dancers' feet, and he's like, "Wow, I'm a mimicking that." And then when he goes to sing, he can't even stop moving his feet because the rhythm is all through his body, which is amazing. However, he understood discipline, even though he didn't like the way he was being disciplined. But he understood it. So, because I got notes, and when I mean I got notes, this movie was so amazing. I got to go see it twice. But the first time I saw it, I was there for entertainment. But the second time I'm go see it, I'm gonna be there for studying, because Michael Jackson is that he should be studied. And I grew up in the 80s, so all this stuff that I seen, I kind of knew, but now the seeing it behind the scenes, but oh my God, Antoine Fuqua and team, y'all did a great job. All right. Um, when he was a kid and when he got stature notoriety, he was famous, right? But he knew, you know what I'm saying? What's going on, Breland? What's going on, Cordy Low Bubble? Mike did not he did not too much care for people who only wanted to see him as a star. They stared at him, they hugged him, and all that stuff. And he understood the time and place, because as he got older, when he was in the toy store, all the people kept running up to him like, "Hey, Michael! Hey, Michael!" And he just took the time and started signing autographs. That's what a person of that stature and celebrity does, right? When he was injured from the Pepsi commercial, he went ahead and went to the burn. He was at the burn center, but while he was there, he was still visiting. Now, mind you, he was visiting people there before, and he understood the assignment. So when he was in there, and when I say understood the assignment, Michael knew that he didn't really want to do that situation for Joe Jackson, but he still did it. And guess what? He donated all the money he was getting from Pepsi to that burn center, because he saw that the children and the people in there were underserved and they needed the money. And thank God that he saw that. And unfortunately, he had to see it as being a victim. But when you become a victim of something and you rise out of something, you have a responsibility in yourself to do something about that situation you overcame. So kudos to Michael Jackson for showing people how to rise up out of that situation. Okay. And so when he knew how big of an artist he was like, "Look, this music is not for black people or not for white people. It's for all people." And he was telling them, like, "Look, get my music on MTV." And you saw the guy who was like, "But Michael, we love you, but MTV doesn't play black music." He was like, "I'm the biggest artist in the country, almost the nation at that time." And guess what happened? He was able to get it done. So I say that to say this: all those young individuals that's out there, that's kind of like, especially to the teachers in the classroom and the people that are around the students and everything, you see these kids, yes, they have something inside of them, but they just don't have the direction. Be that compass for them. Don't be that light dimmer. Don't dim their light. Be the compass. Let them know, like, look, it's a certain time and place for you to use that, and you can benefit by using it in its right form. And I say that to say this: in the kitchen, you can put oil in the pan and you can cook, and you can put water in in a pan, and you can boil, but you can't put them in there at the same time. Why? Oil and water don't mix. That's my time, y'all. It's your main man with the game plan, Corey Giovanni, and I'm out. Peace.